So as you guys know, over the past couple of days, what Treyarch has been doing is putting out various blog posts about the characters coming to Black Ops Cold War. And as you guys know, on this channel, that is something that I really enjoy doing, diving into individual characters' backstory, talking about where they came from and where they are going. Now, the cool thing about these blog posts that they are putting out is that they have information on where the character is actually going and how their story is going to start within Black Ops Cold War. So yesterday, they put out a new blog post for Frank Woods, and it actually adds a little bit of information to his backstory, as well as information on where his character is going in Black Ops Cold War. So what we're going to be doing today is going through his entire story and how it is going to fit into Black Ops Cold War. On top of that, today, they also put out a blog post on Jason Hudson. Now, as you guys know, about a week and a half ago or so, I made a video with Jason Hudson's full story. So we're not going to go over that all over again, but we are going to talk about at the end of the video what's new with his character going into Black Ops Cold War. So as always, if you enjoy these type of character breakdown videos and want to see more of them, the best way to show me is by hitting that like button. And it looks like we're actually going to be getting some information on the new characters in the next coming days. But for now, let's dive in to the return of Frank Woods. Philadelphia, March 20th, 1930, Frank Woods was born, and as a young child, he ran away from home to live on the streets of Philadelphia. We don't know much about Woods' home life, but we can only assume that it wasn't good. Now, living on the streets, Woods' instincts became razor sharp, and Woods quickly learned to depend on no one but himself for survival. After enrolling in the Marine Corps, Woods gained an extensive amount of fighting experience in the Korean War. Now, after this, he became a sergeant and went on to the Vietnam War, which eventually led him to joining the CIA's Special Activities Division. And this is, of course, where Black Ops 1 begins. April 17th, 1961, a mission called Operation 40, where Frank Woods led the way alongside Alex Mason and Bowman. And at the time, their mission was to assassinate Fidel Castro in Cuba. Now, in this mission, they go to Fidel Castro's compound and sneak inside during the Bay of Pigs invasion. And as we talked about before with Alex Mason's story, things didn't quite go to plan. Instead, they end up assassinating a double of Fidel Castro, and Mason ends up getting captured by the end of the mission, whereas Frank Woods and Bowman manage to escape. Now, once Mason is captured, for the next 2 years, you have no idea what happens to Frank Woods. You don't know if he continues to work, takes a leave of absence, or anything. All you know is that this time Mason is in Vorkuta prison. Now, once he eventually escapes in October of 1963, they once again get sent on another mission alongside Mason, Brooks, and Bowman. Their job, an operation called Operation Flashpoint, where they have to break into a Soviet facility, save Grigory Weaver, and finally try to get intel on Dragovich. Fast forward 5 years to the year 1968. At this point, Woods and Mason are now in the SOGs, the Study and Observation Group within the CIA. And at this point, they get sent back to Vietnam, specifically to Laos. And at this point, they find a downed Soviet airplane, and when they go inside, they find Nova 6 gas. Now, they've previously heard about this gas made by Frederick Steiner, but never actually seen some in the wild. Now, before they can actually end up reporting this, they get taken captive. And from here, one of the most intense scenes of all time in any Call of Duty game goes down.
Don't you touch me! What? Shit. Motherfuckers. I'm gonna make them pay.
You! No talk. Blade!
What's the plan? I'm thinking.
No talk!
One chance, Mason. We'll take it. Okay.
Bang! You can't kill me! You shoot, GI, you shoot! Fuck!
This time, do it.
In line!
Ready.
Play. Bang!
6 and 8 o'clock.
Now at this point, Woods and Mason mount their escape and end up being able to steal an enemy helicopter, and with it, they end up tracking down Kravchenko. And at this time, Mason gets there first, and when he does, he gets into a fist fight with Kravchenko. And when everything seems to be going wrong, Woods comes to the rescue.
You again. I should have killed you in Vorkuta.
That's your name, you son of a bitch.
You die with me. What?
And just like that, it's the end of Frank Woods' Black Ops 1 story. He jumps out of the glass, the explosion goes off, and we all assumed Frank Woods was dead. But somehow, Woods has other ideas, and as he even says in the game,
You can't kill me!
now as we know, since obviously Black Ops 2 was a thing, Frank Woods did not die in that explosion. But his story begins much before Black Ops 2. A decade after the explosion on January 13th, 1981, in Trabzon, Turkey, Woods learns about a legendary Soviet operative whose existence has been questioned even within the deepest ranks of the CIA. Within a matter of weeks, he joins a newly assembled team tasked with tracking down this dangerous figure at any cost. And the next chapter of the story begins. So basically, I think what they're getting at with this is Woods is asked to join Adler to track down Perseus, and that is how his story once again begins in Black Ops Cold War. Now, what isn't answered here is two things. First of all, what happened after the explosion in Black Ops 1? I'm really curious to see if they answer that question or not. The second thing that I want to know within Black Ops Cold War is how Frank Woods ends up getting captured by Raul Menendez. That is how his story begins in Black Ops 2, and we never really got that answer either. So I don't know if we're going to get those answers within Black Ops Cold War, but those are the two things that I'm most interested as far as Frank Woods goes. Now, moving on to Jason Hudson. Of course, as we know, he is once again returning, and if you want a full breakdown of his story, I made a video a couple weeks ago. Thumbnail looks like this. It'll be linked down in the description on screen here, probably at the end of the video as well. However, they did shine a new light on his role in Black Ops Cold War, and here's what we learn. On January 17th, 1981, Hudson calls upon his old colleague Russell Adler to form an elite team of operatives in the pursuit of a dangerous Soviet agent. Although he doesn't fully trust him and disagrees with some of his more unconventional methods, Hudson knows that if anyone has the personal motivation to seek this task through to conclusion, it's Adler. Now, it is interesting that in this it says that Hudson doesn't fully trust Adler, because in the War Room cutscene that we were given at Gamescom, it made it sound like Hudson had his full trust in Adler and was even giving the president the advice to trust him as well, which is kind of contradictory. But if we put all of the information we're given so far together, we actually get a pretty good idea of what's going on, at least in the beginning of the Black Ops Cold War campaign. On January 8th, 1981, Mason receives an unexpected phone call from Hudson to help him out on a mission. Ends up being the Iran hostage crisis, but at the end of this, they find out something that's far greater of importance. After this, on January 13th in Turkey, Woods learns about the legendary Soviet operator whose existence been questioned, and they need to figure it out and track him down. And then finally, on the 17th of January, Hudson calls up the old colleague known as Russell Adler to hunt down this Soviet agent known as Perseus. So we can kind of start to see how this is all getting painted together and how the team with Adler, Woods, and Mason will slowly be put together with the assistance of Hudson. Now, it does say at the end of Hudson's article that later this week we are going to be getting more and more information on the new characters, in other words, Adler and his crew. So as we get more information on this, of course, I will keep you guys updated. If you enjoy these kind of character breakdown stories and kind of preparing for Black Ops Cold War, all you got to do to show me is simply hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments, and as these come out, I will keep you guys updated as long as that's something that you guys want to see. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do want to stay up to date on all my videos, the best way to do so is make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time.
You can't kill me!
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I want